up, internet, and what is up, all you people on YouTube? So it's Richie Rich here. Welcome to this new show called Internet Money. There's old money, there's new money, now there's internet money. Internet money is the best. Make money from home, make money in Paris, make money in your fucking pajamas. That's internet money. So in today's show, I wanted to talk about cryptocurrencies, and I wanted to give you guys some value because cryptocurrency is something I've been looking into, and I want to give you guys basically a way to invest in cryptocurrencies. Now, I'm not a financial advisor or an accountant or a CFA, CPA. You should talk to your investment professional, and this is only for educational purposes. Your money is your money, and you must take responsibility for your money. So I've been doing a lot of research, however, so I'd like to first recommend certain steps that you should take because people are going crazy about cryptocurrencies, and I've actually seen people lose money in cryptocurrencies, which I don't think should be happening because we're very early into the game of cryptocurrencies. It's so new. It's still very new, less than 10 years old, and I see the cryptocurrencies technology as a very long-term thing. So let me actually give you a long-term mindset to think about cryptocurrencies, which is think long-term. Cryptocurrencies are very new. This is like the beginning of the internet in the 90s, where it was just becoming popular. For you to first understand that, you should get a grasp of what the actual technology is and how it improves the management and storage of data, why a decentralized system is better than a centralized system. And that would make this video way too long, but that is the first thing to do for you, is to actually look at the technology. Look beyond the actual price of whatever a Bitcoin is worth, whatever an Ethereum is worth, and try to look at the technology, see the value that it provides. That would be the first thing I would say before investing in any coin, is look at the technology behind it. Is this technology actually useful? Is it an improvement on Bitcoin? I mean, Bitcoin is already a huge improvement on the way that we exchange and send data and information. But when you're looking at altcoins and alternatives, you should really look at the technology. And even if you're investing in Bitcoin, you should really understand the technology, because this is a very, very, very new way of, again, blockchain technology is very new, and it will actually help the world a lot by using blockchain technology with other things. Second of all, look at the utility of what you're buying into, the utility of the technology. Does this have any utility? For instance, before, when I invested in Ripple, I looked at the utility of it. Will banks need to have a faster way to store value and send value and transfer funds? I thought, well, yeah, duh, because bank transfers right now are super slow, takes forever, so why not have a more faster and flawless way of doing that with Ripple coins? So that's what I looked at, and it looked solid to me, and I'm typically in it for the long haul. The third thing you should look at is the team. Look at the people behind the coin. You should really scrutinize this. I really like to avoid investing in anything where the people are not very transparent, where like they just have a screen name, they don't have their full names on there. I mean, Bitcoin is a bit different because the creator of it, there was a creator, but he actually disappeared because he was totally anonymous. But I feel like that's different. He was still very Satoshi. He was still very transparent in what he was doing. There's some coins out there, even with people with full names, they're not very transparent. I would typically stay away from those sort of projects. For example, a project that I'm personally staying away from is Verge XVG, just because I don't know a whole lot about the team. I can't find out too much information about the project, so for me personally, that's something I'm staying away from due to those factors. Now, another thing that you should definitely take into consideration is the roadmap, and think, does this actually have a working prototype? Like, what stage is this at? For example, Bitcoin is already fully implemented and being used there's tons of websites that use Bitcoin. There's tons of there's companies now that accept Bitcoin, like Tesla. So it's at a very mature stage in its development. And that's something you should consider when you're also going to be investing in cryptocurrencies, is evaluating what stage it's at and how much risk that represents. So for an entirely new coin, let's say something like IOTA, which is I do really like because I think the technology is great, but I do have to take into consideration that it's a brand new technology. It's not being widely adopted as of yet. So those are factors I'm going to take when I'm going to make investments in the cryptocurrency, is looking at what stage it's at and seeing how that affects the risk of the investment. So pretty much my strategy is just to do fundamental analysis, and I just look at, is this coin being used currently? What stages is it at? How is the team? Oh, and one thing I forgot to mention is also the roadmap. I like to look at the roadmap, if they have one, to see what the vision of the company is. And I actually like to look up talks by any of the founders or developers that work on the coins to just kind of get a sense of what they're going to do. And the last thing I think is really important for long-term buying and holding is you should really believe in the coin. Like if you have a personal connection or you believe in the coin, again, you shouldn't just invest because you have a hunch and you just have a feeling about it. You have an emotional connection to the currency and their vision and their passion. It'll really help the downswing. So when the coin is going super down, because there's going to be natural downswings and upswings with cryptocurrencies, just due to the fact that it's very speculative. A lot of people will be selling when it's at a new high, and a lot of people will be buying when it goes low. So you're going to see lots of ups and downs. You should not be so focused on the price if you're investing for the long term, as opposed to the value that the technology has, the team that the technology has, the vision of the technology, and its utility. So those are the things that you should be more focusing on if you're investing in the coin and trying to, as they say, hodl for the long term. Let me just give you some websites where you can actually look up information and do your due diligence before investing into anything. Well, the websites I recommend that you take a look at are, first of all, CoinMarketCap, where you can get an overview of things like circulating supply, the volume, how often it's trading, and you could also look at the current price of the coin. The second website I recommend is called bitinfocharts.com, where you can look at things like the transaction fees of the coin, and you can also look at how many transactions are being made on that coin. The next thing you should check is obviously the website of the coin, but delving more into the website, you should also check out the Reddit of the coin, because most coins now have a Reddit, and you should also check out the Telegram. Telegram is like a messaging app, and most coins also have a Telegram. So you should join those so that you can have a closer look into the community. And as well, you should check the GitHub. Make sure that there's actually some coding going on and they're actually working to improve and maintain the code. And if they're not coding anything, that's most likely a huge red flag that there's really nothing happening with the coin. That's pretty much the system that I've used, and it's been pretty good. I've made about, most of my money was made on Ripple, and I'll actually make a video sometime in the future, because I've just recently started getting into investing into it. So again, I want to actually test out the strategy and just see where cryptocurrencies go, because it's very speculative. I don't know where the prices will go, but I'm just relying on investing in good technologies, good teams with good utility for future value. And again, I don't invest a lot of money into these things. I'm only investing what I can afford to lose. So I'm investing actually a very small percentage of my money into cryptocurrencies. But overall, I do think that the technology in the space is the future. There's so many cool projects coming out, and I think that I do want a lot of these projects to succeed, because they're really going to revolutionize the way that we work with the internet, with money, and because everything is electronic, it's just going to improve our way of life. So that's pretty much this video on internet money. Hope that helps you to make better decisions and more informed decisions on investing. Tune in next time, where I just talk about making more money.